Hi everyone, welcome to this new Gamersyde live. It's been quite a long time since we did a stream, because well, I guess there's not a lot of new games coming out these days. So anyway, tonight we're going to show you, well, some of our favorite games of the year. Also talking about these games and a few other things. And while we are at it, we have a few spare Xbox One games codes that we are going to give to, well, people who are watching, if there is anyone, I guess. Anyway, as usual, Driftwood is going to do most of the talking and of course all the playing.
Yeah, hi everyone. I think it's been it's been a while. I think last time was Frozen Wild, and we haven't been able to find anything to show you and share with you, and we've been quite busy, quite surprisingly, with a lot of things.
And yeah, and also a lot of technical issues with the streaming rig, I guess.
As usual.
Yeah. So we are finally on our 18 cores CPU. So hopefully everything will go well, because it's been a real nightmare to get it up and running.
Okay, so tonight Blim will tell you about the one and only game he played this year, but probably also mention the others he actually watched on YouTube that he enjoyed, or maybe enjoyed a bit less. The games you'll see are basically the games. I don't know, it's not really a top 10, but it's like maybe the 10 games, if we can get to 10, because I don't know if we'll have time. But the 10 games that I maybe enjoyed the most this year. I would actually be unable to tell you really what's my game of the year. I have none. So that's there are games I've liked, and I've chosen 10 of them. I'm not sure we'll see all of them, and I'm starting with WRC7, which is not a AAA game, and I'm showing it tonight again quickly. Using the Fanatic wheel, CSL Elite wheel for PS4 and PC, with an Xbox One wheel that actually makes it compatible with the Xbox One, and it's working, and I'm reviewing it now, and I'm playing like an idiot, and it's taking a lot of my time, actually trying the games, making captures, also writing the article, although now it's there's only a French version of part of the article, but it should be up sometime after Christmas, I guess, in English. And WRC7 is actually a game that surprised me quite a lot, and that I enjoyed a lot because of the way the stages are built. And this is, you'll just see a glimpse of it, but this is the epic stage in Poland. And it's 15 minutes of joy and nightmare at the same time, because it's really tough. It's really bumpy, and with the wheel, it's really a blast. I mean, honestly, I was convinced by the game when I played it at Gamescom with the wheel, and it was a Thrustmaster, so I wasn't really sure how we'd go with a Fanatic, but. On PC, it's and this is the PC version, in case you were wondering. It's really great feeling. It's probably much more arcadey than Dirt, and obviously Dirt Rally, but it's still quite realistic and very challenging.
And good looking too.
And it looks very nice, yes. Yeah,
for a small game by a small team, it's quite impressive, I would say.
And the thing is that on PC, the implementation of the wheel is much better than on consoles, and that's what I'll go through in the article. Is that I was disappointed with how the game felt with the wheel on console, the lack of vibrations and feedback in general, and so my hopes were not very high when I played the PC version today. And then I realized, okay, it's really different on PC, and I've realized that even like similar games on consoles and PC, force feedback and everything is handled much better on PC generally than on consoles, and it's something that I'm actually discovering now, because I have some games I have on every platform, so I can actually compare, and sometimes it's not that bad, like it's like Project Cars and everything on consoles, it works very well. Seems a bit less challenging on console than it's on PC, but WRC7 The 60 frames per second frame rate is doing the game a lot of good on PC, but also the again, like I said, the way the wheel is handled, the feedback, the vibration, you can feel the road a lot more. You can feel the different surfaces, which you don't really feel on consoles when you play with the wheel. And so I would say that on consoles it's can be fun, but it's actually somehow more interesting with a gamepad, in my experience. So now then again, maybe I didn't find the proper settings, but on PC it was more or less plug and play, and I was just having fun, and it's hard to concentrate. But yeah,
we've got people saying that they never heard you talk that fast before.
Yeah, I know.
That's because you're excited.
I'm so excited, and at the same time, I know that I have so many games to cover in such a little time. And my 2 kids are sick, so I'm actually probably worried sick myself, and I'll probably be sick by the end of the week or for Christmas, because that's usually what I do. I wait for my vacation, and I get sick. So that's a lot of things to take for just one person. And actually the live stream was planned for tomorrow or Wednesday, but then I realized, okay, there's a good chance I'm going to be sick by then, so let's do it tonight. And that's what we're here.
Yeah, basically I have no idea what you're doing, what we are doing tonight.
No.
Anyway, I guess we could do the first giveaway. We'll see if people actually know me, because as you heard, I've played one game this year.
Oh, that's a tough question.
What game is it? If you follow the stream, you will know exactly which game we're talking about.
I don't know. It's like if you follow one of the live streams, maybe you'll know, because I think it was during the it was when we previewed The Surge that I think you talked for about 10 minutes, and then someone complained on YouTube. Like, I didn't want to hear about to hear about that game. I wanted to hear about The Surge. So what are you guys doing?
Yeah. Wow.
And
I was bored.
Well, The Surge is not a boring game.
Yeah, but it wasn't very interesting to watch.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
At least that level.
Oh.
For me, at least. I don't know.
So
yeah, I guess people don't know that's good.
Well, just give me a hint. Like it's a Japanese RPG. That should narrow it down. Yeah, it's just narrow it down. It's just could be many things, and
has it been like too high profile Japanese?
No,
RPGs,
it could be a terrible game that's not high profile at all. You may have terrible taste.
I guess. Oh, encoding overloaded. Wow, interesting.
We never got that.
And and then the CPU is not saturated. That's interesting. So anyway, people who are watching, you should be able to guess by now which game I've actually played, and play to completion, because that's very important.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing.
Yeah, I guess maybe we could switch. Yeah. So
you just by any means just do your magic. Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah. Well, magic. I don't know. It's it's done. Huh? You can.
No, I know. Switch. I'm just looking for my keyboard. I just don't know where it is, because Alt and F4 would take less time, but I don't know where it is. Oh, yeah, I just found it. Like I said, I'm a bit stressed, I would say. So, second game is probably the first game of 2017. Sorry,
17. You can do it.
17. Yeah, that I actually played and completed twice on PS4 first for the review, and then on PC. I was given a PC code after that, and that was a very pleasant surprise for me, because I had no real hopes for the franchise. By the time the number 6 was released.
I didn't know you had finished that game twice.
Twice, yes. There are so many games I still need to complete that I would love to have time to complete. But I had time to finish a Capcom game twice. And that, of course, is Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, I think people have already guessed.
Yeah, which
know.
is, you know, not a perfect game by any means, but it's, you know, the atmosphere, the, you know, I didn't like that much the action part, but it was pretty faithful to what it used to be, which means, you know, you're not like able to do crazy things, so you're going to take your time, and sometimes a bit more stressful because yes, your character is a bit awkward in a way, but all the rest.
I think that's the point.
Well, although there's a... Oh no, I can't show it to you because of that damn stupid game that doesn't understand that HDR is off. So which means I have like washed out colors, and for some reason the game is in 30 frames per second. So yeah, I forgot that. So maybe, and I don't think I have it downloaded. Oh, I probably have it downloaded on the Xbox One, so maybe when we switch consoles. But yeah,
no patch for Xbox One X, right?
No, there's none yet. I mean, from, you know, like, it's not official, but something might be coming sometime next year. But like not January, like a bit later.
Okay, you can switch.
Okay, I can switch. So I don't know why.
Someone is asking if you played the game in VR.
No, I haven't. I don't have the PlayStation VR that Dafton does, and I don't think I would. I don't think my stomach would take it very well, to be perfectly honest. So, completely different game now. Then, hopefully, it's gonna work. You know, yay, PC, always great.
Yeah, PC is awesome when it works perfectly. Otherwise, it's pretty much it's a pain.
It can be a pain. Not what I wanted to do, but for later, if it works. So where is it? It's yeah, that's what I couldn't find it. Yeah.
Oh.
It's not a high-profile game,
Nope.
but it's a game, and sadly, it's a game that the studio has been shut down quite recently, and that was the last game. And just after the game was released, basically, that's when they decided to kill the studio, and it's a bit of a shame. So there was Runic, and the game is a Hob that I did a few videos, but I never had time to for some reason, I don't exactly remember why we didn't live stream the game, because I wanted to, and I'm not going to show much because I'm toward the end, but I haven't reached the end yet, so I wouldn't want to spoil anything. But it's I really like the art style. The character gains new abilities as he goes, so it's I wouldn't say it's Metroidvania, but it's there's a bit of that in a way, and it's yeah, probably the main problem with the game sometimes is you don't really know where you're supposed to go, or you do know on the map, but you're not quite sure how you're supposed to reach that place, which can be a bit frustrating, I guess. I lost a bit of time because of, you know, at some point I didn't really know what to do, and it wasn't very clear to me what I had to do. But I actually could have started a new game to show you, but it's
for the people who just joined us, the first so we are doing giveaways tonight. We've got a few spare Xbox One, and in some cases I guess it would also work on PC codes. So we don't know. The game you get is random, but the way you get it is, the first question is, I've played to completion only one game this year. Which game is it? And the first hint, which is quite major, is that it's a Japanese RPG. Anyway, so what type of game is it? is this?
There's a bit of platforming. There's a bit which is not always very convenient because the you can't control the camera, so but it's it works overall. There's a bit of combat too, although I wouldn't say that's the main part of it. But there's a bit of combat. You can dodge. You can lock on, I think, onto the enemies, and it's basically exploration and understanding, the world and what's going on.
Right.
So it's really
we've got a winner.
Oh, we've got a winner.
Yeah. Woo! So yeah, the only game I played this year to completion, I started a few games. Anyway, is of course Persona 5, which I absolutely adored in terms of mood and atmosphere and everything. It's just a very confident game in terms of design and everything. I played it, and I played it on easy because I didn't care about the fights themselves. I just wanted to see what would happen and play it to completion, and I like it that way. So anyway, how are we going to?
Well, basically, I just pick a card, and I'm
okay. Yeah, because
I just
cards.
died.
Yeah.
These are codes. Actually, I have also one PC code for a minor game, adventure game that is quite average, I would say. Good atmosphere, but pretty, somehow broken in some areas. But it's free, so I completed it, so you could too. And the others are either Xbox One games that are sometimes play anywhere, so you can play on PC for some of them. And for the rest, we have a few like trials for applications like Netflix and Mixer and Spotify. So not incredible gifts, but it's not like we have the means to basically offer you much. So these are codes we were sent that we didn't need to use because we already had the games, and they sometimes we asked what should we do with the codes, and then they just said start a contest or something. So we thought, okay, it's Christmas, so no contest, just a few questions, and then so I'm going just to pick one if I can find them without looking. I don't know where they are. Yes, they are there. So it might be an application, and I'm sorry if it is. It might be a game. If you have it already, you're free to make someone happy and offer it to anyone in your family or your relative or friends. So first gift is actually it's a game, and I'm going to ask the person because I'm a very nice person. Does he want a game on PC or on Xbox One? Because the Xbox One code is only Xbox One, and the other is PC. But I give you a hint. It's a game that I completed because I had to review it, and it's not very long, but it's not the best adventure game there is. So PC or Xbox One?
You know how to sell it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. I mean, I could just pick myself, but it's a card that is just one of the two. So PC. So you will get a code for Black Mirror, which is a sort of reboot of the old point-and-click adventure game that was developed by I forgot the name of the studio now, but the guys who did the books of Unwritten Tales series. And like I said, in a pretty good atmosphere, very solid voice acting that I really enjoyed that. Now in terms of gameplay mechanics, I can't say it's
we did a live of that.
No, I did actually commended video of it.
Okay.
No, I didn't think a live stream would.
I must think about the I don't know, detective game, a bit with black and white and things like that. It's something else. Okay.
No, that's a totally different thing.
Okay.
Although I don't remember the game you're talking about. I have no idea.
Maybe it's just my imagination. Anyway, maybe next game.
Yeah, let's switch. I'm sorry I couldn't show you much more than just me doing the same things, but it's like I said, it's an exploration game, and I'm toward the end here, and I wanted to backtrack to show you a bit more environments, and well, I died because some big fish just ate me, and well, that's what happens in a live stream. So let's just change.
Yeah, okay, so transition, go ahead. So what are you guys thinking about our new live stream quality, things like that? I think there's a few frame drops. It's much better than before, and the quality is, well, it's very, very different, I would say.
So, you know, before people can answer, something that I would like to say is I couldn't show you Resident Evil 7 yet, and maybe we will when I switch to Xbox One, for example, because I haven't downloaded, if I haven't deleted it, but I don't think I have. Yeah, it's really like the first big surprise, and nice surprise for me. Completed the game twice, and for me it's like one of the 10 games that I remember this year, for many reasons, and maybe for the you know, the nostalgic feeling that it brought me, because in a way it's really close to what the first Resident Evil was, and that I did enjoy a lot. And I'm actually playing through the DLCs now, and even the free one. I got to the last boss. Haven't beaten him yet. Sorry. And it's really Resident Evil-ish. Like, you know, okay, it's a big boss, like monstrous thing, and you have to aim at some specific parts so that you can reach another part of the body. So that, you know, it's both frustrating when you die, and also very okay. Oh my god! I remember when I was young when I dug that. So this game, I'm going to ask you, well, maybe Blim saw, so it's not like a good game, but can anybody tell me what game this is? Or not?
Personally, I have no idea.
You have no idea. Well, how would you possibly know? Because that's an indie game, but that was quite an experience for me. Really. I'll just wait, and then I'll just start the game. I'm just checking my list and see, okay, what should I do next? So we don't lose time. Okay. So maybe no one guessed. Oh, actually, it's it's not the title screen. Oh, did you play the game before? Because, you know, it's like controls are inverted.
No,
yeah.
no.
What the hell?
It's good. That's the developer that knows exactly what it's supposed to do. Invert the y-axis.
Okay, so let me remember how it's played. So it's a game you could play because there's really no challenge to it. It's just it's a walking simulator with just crazy set pieces, things you have. Well, it's just it's impossible to explain. You're going to see one that will just show you how crazy it can be, I guess. But it's you know, it's just the beginning. So there's much more than this, and it's really a game you guys should play if you. You know, if you like, I also like the you know, the art style and everything. I think the game looks very nice. But so it tells the story of a family. You know, they seem to be cursed because like everyone dies, and so you get to see the story of many different generations of the Finches. So you can see, like, it's about a girl here, and she ate maybe things that she shouldn't have eaten.
Yeah, clearly.
And so basically, what you have to do is find the interaction, and you know, I like the way the story is told. Really nice. And you're going to see a bit of crazy now. So, you know, like she wants to reach for the bird. Which is probably not what you would like to do, when you should do when you... Oh, but now you're a cat. And I can't remember how I was supposed to play. Oh, yeah. So I'm a cat now,
I see that.
and
That's
I'm jumping
interesting.
around. And it's, you know, very nice again. You know, it's not like crazy. It's not a technical marvel, but it looks very, very good. Game is only available on PC as far as I know. I can't remember. I don't think there was a console version when the game was out, but maybe I'm wrong. Actually, maybe I'm really wrong, and there was actually...
So anyway, what's the name of the game?
It's What Remains of Edith Finch.
Okay, I think I remember
The name.
reading that name somewhere, but nothing more.
I jumped and I almost got her.
It's really something. It's just like no other walking simulator I've ever played, because it's basically what happens there. It's plainly crazy, and there are moments. There's one scene that I remember that actually sort of crushed me. It was really depressing, and it was very well done, and
Now I was up in the
and for that reason, just don't show me. And all the other moments where you're like, okay, this is just crazy. What did they do? And like I say, it's not like you can die or anything, so... Oh yeah, I need to climb up there.
I gobbled her up.
But then,
And
suddenly I was an owl.
first.
Of course.
So now, technically here, that's not the best scene, but...
In the grass.
But who would possibly want to do that, you know, when you have a game, there's an engine, and it's not supposed to do anything, like, you know, and so you're an owl, so you're flying, and they're rabbits. And you can catch the rabbits. Well, actually, the game was very, very nice with me, because I don't think I actually caught the rabbit. So I'm sorry, animal lovers.
I swallowed
It's a
some.
bit... But, you know, it's nature.
Then I flew up
Owls just eat rabbits and should deal with it. So, of course, there's also the sound design and everything, the voice acting, which is really good. The music that you probably... I don't know, you probably can hear better than we do. But...
a mama rabbit.
But yeah, it's I don't think it's a game you can enjoy in a in a let's play or something. It's just it's a game you have to experience yourself, just on your own,
Started choking.
and like it or not. But what I did like is that, you know, although it's a walking simulator, and now I'm a shark, right? Because
Of course you are.
yeah, and I'm just shark like this in the forest, because that's what sharks do. So I get stuck in the trees, so I can just move, so I can continue.
What the hell is this game?
Yeah, it's very poetic too. I mean, it doesn't look poetic now, but believe me, it is. And there was a car, but then there's water.
Now I was hungry.
It's much better.
So I was hungrier than ever, which is, you know, so that's how it's played. So it's Jaws, the game. Oh, seals. Seals are good. I wanted fat and juicy seals, and that's disturbing when she says that.
A loose seal, hopefully. For the Arrested Development fans out there, is there any?
I haven't watched all the episodes yet, but when I started, I was hooked. Just that then so many things to do. So don't know. Maybe it's season 3, or I can't remember the last.
Yeah, it's season 3 with something happens to Buster.
I don't know if I got to that point yet. I can't remember.
Okay, you got RM London saying that both this and Hub are on his wish list of titles.
Well, then he's a good person.
Good.
Oh, maybe I should eat the seal.
Yeah.
And maybe you can switch also to the next game. You tell me.
Yeah. Let's switch.
Because, you know, I don't want to shoot too much. I mean, that's not a long game. but it's it's something, definitely something. And I completed it, you know. I didn't complete the Vanishing of Ethan Carter, and that's one of my regrets. It was not a game that was released this year, but it's really a game that I do have to find time to complete, because I think I'm like close to the end. So let's try this, because, you know, I want Blim to talk about Persona 5.
Okay. That's one way to do it. No, let's just first talk about this game.
So that also was a good surprise for me. I was not a very big Soul player. I had played the beginning of like every Soul game, I think. Even a bit of Bloodborne, but not that much. But I got really interested when Dark Souls 3 was released, and I I think I have the last boss that I didn't kill, and the last optional boss, which is probably the hardest one. But all the others I just killed, and I had a blast playing Dark Souls 3. So when the Surge was released, and when I reviewed it, sure, I didn't expect to reach the same level of art style and everything, but I was optimistic in a way, and the level design is very good. The way the levels are built, the shortcuts you find, and the combat system is also very nice with your body parts you can aim at. Just need to remember how it's supposed to be played, because I haven't played in a few days.
So Persona 5.
No, it's really a really nice game. This is not the main game. This is the DLC, which was released. I think in early December. And honestly, if you haven't played the game, it's probably not much cheaper than it was when it was released. It's definitely worth checking out if you like the Souls game and you don't mind the different setting. It's much more futuristic. The DLC is a bit different because it's an amusement park, so it's much more colorful. It's
it's very, very different from what we did show during the first live stream.
And it's good because it's like you're actually getting something that you haven't seen before. And not a lot of games do that when they propose DLCs, right?
Reminds me of Nier Automata. Did you play this game?
I haven't. I've played the beginning on PC, but problem is on PC I was running terribly. For me it's really a game that I know that Dafton is it's like probably its game of the year.
I've watched a playthrough of the game, and it's awesome.
But the thing is, you need to play through the game multiple times to see the awesomeness.
Times is much faster to play. You are very much the second time you play with different character, which you've got I don't know, maybe 50% of the game which is common between the first playthrough. But there are also stages where it's the two main characters of the game all the time, but you see them through their viewpoint. So when they are split, you see what the other character was doing during the other playthrough. So it's quite interesting, and afterwards it's just completely different.
Okay, well, it's clearly one of the big games of this year, but I don't know if I'll take the time. It's not on my wish list. I mean, I have the game, but I have so many other games that I do want to complete first that I don't think I'll take the time to play Nier Automata anytime soon. Even more so than I have actually never played the first game, so I know they're not.
Let's see if people are following. Who did on the team did play Nier Automata, and I would certainly think it's their GOTY, and the first one to apply gets a random game
or applications trials.
or whatever. And you can play twice, by the way. So that, even though I know that there are not many of you there, but no, we can't let people win twice.
I will come back after Christmas if we have still games that people haven't won today because there were not enough people. Actually, trying to remember, where am I supposed to go? Oh, yeah, I do remember now. There's a new area. And I'm not playing very well. You can see that I almost died, but that was close. But there's a new area that I haven't actually checked. So, oh, my good friend's there. Nope, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, there you go. Oh no, there's a third one. Oh, that technically that would be a moment in the main game with like a normal character. I'd be dead for a long time. But I have actually a very powerful character.
Yeah, you are quite OP right now, I think.
Yeah, well, still it can be dangerous. You know, it's the sort of game you may have a strong character and good weapons and everything, but you're still going to die if you're not careful.
Yeah, well, it's very much like the Souls games.
But
Exactly.
when I actually finish an enemy, I can get some of my health back, so it's quite convenient, so I don't need to use my injections, which is pretty cool. Which is also why I'm a bit careless here. So just so that everyone can actually discover something with me, because I've never played this before. Look at this.
That's funny.
And the music is something new. It's a bit different from the the Dylan sort of music there was in the med bay. Oh, that's actually
Wow.
I'm pretty happy it's not VR, because I would be throwing up.
Yeah, and I think if you did it in real life, your neck will snap.
Probably, yeah. So it's a new area, and maybe the enemies are going to kick my ass. But maybe we'll just switch to the next game before that happens.
Let's do that.
So
Right.
that was The Surge, and again, that's one of the games that I did enjoy, and I still do enjoy, actually. I have to complete the DLC.
Right.
So, next up is... Let's switch. Still playing on PC. To a game that Blim has played too. That could be a question.
Yeah, just a few hours, sadly.
Yeah, but
I'll get back to it. I just don't have time right now.
And then, if we still have time, I'll be able to switch to another console. Which is going to be fun because...
We've got 20 minutes.
Okay, so if you check the timing right, this should be okay. As soon as the game launches, and apparently it's not willing to... Oh, yeah. So it's probably one of the last games I've played this year, and I have a black screen, so it cannot be.
Yeah.
Oh, you know why I have black screen?
I have no idea.
Probably because of Mary's action. Or something like that. Problem is, I need to find to get the image back, and this is... So, oh, very nice. So, PC people. Well, although, game crashes on consoles too now.
Well, it didn't crash. It just doesn't show anything.
It didn't work as it should. So, can't remember if it's Mary's action. Well, I don't need it, so I should skip it. Or if it's something else, it could be... Oh, it could be... could it be Rivet Tuner? Maybe? And see, I haven't called it Rivet Turner this time. Like I'm, making progress.
Good.
So hopefully it's gonna work. I know that the last time I played it, it was with HDR on PC, and the HDR and Rivet Tuner do not go well. So like you get this crazy colors on screen, so it's impossible to play. Like your eyes burn. So you need to turn off Afterburner. But then again, it's like every game when there's an issue. Oh, it seems to be working.
That's better.
Yeah, every game when there seems to be an issue, it's a different issue. Like okay, I need to remember that to launch this game on PC, I need to switch off mirrorless action, or I need to switch off Rivet Tuner or Afterburner. Yeah, sometimes it's a bit.
So yeah, I think everyone who knows the series recognize the disclaimer.
Yeah. And it's it's the PC version that I'm very happy because I got the super expensive collector. What's going on with the press any key button?
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Oh no, it's not working. Okay, let me check again. Okay. Oh, you know why? You know what the problem is? The problem is the wheel. Oh, there you go. Apparently, you can't play Assassin's Creed Origin with a wheel. So I'm sorry to discover this as I play. Well,
that's awesome.
It's just it happens. So,
how many hours did you play?
Well, on PS4, I played more than 25 hours, I think. On PC, probably a couple. I'm just in the second area.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm there too.
And yeah, the problem I have with the PC version is that I'm getting those like hiccups thing with the frame rate, like not very big, like 57 or 58 frames per second, but I can see them, the drops or the stutters, or I don't know what that is, but it's really annoying. But the thing is, I did buy this version, so it's like I want to play this version now, and I had that collector, the Balek, as I'm losing my English. Actually, I don't know how you say that. The statue. It's not a statue really, but
a figure.
Yeah, the figure, and I just broke it today because that's what happens when I do things and I don't pay attention. I actually fell down the shelf and I broke the arrows, and it's I think it's like broken in two. So I'm going to try to glue them back on, but arrows are not very big. So
a figurine, yeah.
A figure is very nice, but it's a figurine where he's actually using the bow. So if I cannot find a way to use the arrow again, this is going to look very bad. So yeah, I have frame rate issues with this game. I have no idea why. It's 1080p. I probably should lower down a few settings, I guess. But usually when I didn't take the time to actually try and see, okay, what should I lower down to see if I get better frame rate. But it didn't seem to make much of a difference when I chose less demanding shadows, but maybe and the last time I played it went fine, so I don't know why today. It's probably something happening with the PC, or maybe it's because I turned off Afterburner and River Tuner, who knows, so it's making it worse.
So yeah, okay, so maybe we could talk about the games we are not going to show, but still thought so were very good. We've got 15 minutes left. Personally, the game I enjoyed the most watching, I didn't play it because I simply can't play this game because it requires to be precise. It's Horizon Zero Dawn, which I thought was awesome in terms of basically everything. Technically, it's guerrilla, so it's just it blew my mind. For an open world, it's so amazing, and I didn't even see it in HDR. So yeah, very impressive. I actually enjoyed the story and the setting and everything a lot.
The story is very good. Yeah.
It's
the characters are also very, very well written.
Yeah, and I'm currently watching the same Let's Player playing the DLC, and the DLC is very nice, and their new motion capture and especially for the faces, it makes quite a difference. And yeah, it's very, very, very impressive title, and I think had I been able to play it, it would be my game of the year, absolutely.
Well, yeah, it's also a game. It's like one of the games I had in mind when I listed my top 10 this year, because Yeah, I remember playing it, and I was blown away for many reasons. Technically, obviously, but also the combat, the creatures, the way you tackle the combat, and you know, it could take a long time if you didn't have the proper strategy. You could finally do it, but there were ways to do things properly that, you know, and you know, more inventive way using the different weapons and different sorts of weapons, which was quite interesting to do. I mean, not everyone probably did it, but it was really cool. Also found that the side quests were all actually telling a story, and then the story was most of the stories were nice to follow. You know, it's like you could care for these characters, even though you knew that you'd see just them once. Sometimes you could actually run into them another time, but so I had a lot of fun playing it, and the game world itself, the setting, everything was very nice, and I haven't had time to.
Such a great idea also for a game. It just works as a game. Very good stuff.
And it was a incredible surprise, not on the technical side, but because, you know, Guerrilla Games were not, you know, they were not developers that I thought would be capable of actually delivering a game that would be interesting in all departments, like gameplay and visuals and story, and that they did for their first open world. That's you know, hats off to them, and it's definitely one of the games. I wouldn't say like it's my game of the year, because I don't think I have ever had any. I don't, maybe in the past that I don't remember, but it's one of the games I wanted to talk about, obviously, because it was go
ahead.
Yeah, it came out at the same time of, you know, as another one, the game that actually is winning every possible award now.
Very similar in terms of many things, and a game that I simply don't understand how it could get such awards everywhere. Zelda, this new Zelda, it's, I don't know. I watch a full playthrough of the game from the same streamer, the same YouTuber as the one playing Horizon. I watch them back to back, in fact, and I don't know. It's a game. Not even talking about the difference in hardware. Obviously, the Switch is very much lower spec than a PlayStation 4, and especially the Pro with the guy was using. But I don't know. I don't get this game. It's not bad in the slightest.
I think it's a game you probably get more when you experience it, when you play it yourself.
No, there's nothing to experience. That's the issue. Once you've seen, if it's like, I don't know, six different enemies, something like that, not counting the 4 bosses.
You don't play the game for combat. I mean, it's I do not believe that. I agree with you on that idea that it's not a revolution, as some people say, like everyone should do, you know, open world games like Zelda, like it's a new it's the new yardstick in a way, and that everyone should try to do the same. I think they just very smartly used what has been done before, and like merging everything together, using the towers of Assassin's Creed, for example, among other things.
And such a big, supposedly big title, the fact there's like, I don't know, 10 minutes of dialogues, of spoken dialogue in the game.
Yeah,
that's just not acceptable.
Yeah, but a game doesn't need like spoken dialogues to.
Yes, but don't do it at all.
Yeah, sure.
Don't just do 10 minutes of dialogues. That's it breaks the immersion completely. And especially with Zelda's voice was just terrible. But well,
play it in French. You watch it in French.
Yeah.
Voice is much better in French. Like I said, for me, I've played. I don't know.
Next game, by the way.
I think like next game, like you need to switch or.
Yes.
Well, you need to. Oh.
Yeah.
So I played, I think maybe I've played like maybe 80 hours or even more, maybe 100 hours of Zelda. So I do like the game for for the exploration, for everything. I'm very aware of its
I'm sorry, but what are you exploring? It's just empty.
Yeah, but it's
There's nothing to do in this world.
There's not more to do in many other open world games in a way. So it's I do agree that when I was playing Horizon, and I was saying, okay, it's a bit of a shame that there are no real reason to explore other than finding incredible landscapes, like there's no hidden treasures or let's say tomb or anything that you can find in some other games. So and I was thinking that maybe Zelda does that. That's give the player a reason to explore, like find a chest.
Find weapons that will be broken 2 minutes.
But yeah,
later.
you're right. I don't like the broken weapon idea. I think it doesn't work. I think it's not making people want to explore more, to find and to loot. I think it's the contrary. I think it works much better. And Dark Souls 3, the reason I liked Dark Souls 3 is because, well, weapons didn't just break anymore, and I think it didn't. I kept my weapon, but I also tried other weapons, just like in the Surge, for example. So I think it's this is something I didn't like, and I know some people didn't like. I know some people who did. So that's probably matter of taste. But
okay, last game.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think at the same time as I'm playing, but I would actually need. Pretty good thing would be actually me to switch console, and I don't know if I actually have time to do that.
Well, you've got we have got 6 minutes left.
Well, that's not a lot of minutes.
Nope.
So what should I do?
Anyway, I'll stop ranting about Zelda because it really upsets me that this game, if it was not called Zelda, it would be an 8, maybe 8 out of 10. Not a bad game in the slightest, but I don't know. If it's so, compare it to Witcher 3, compare it to Horizon, it's I don't know. Zelda is just lazy in many ways. There's so little enemies. There's so these spoken dialogues. It's
yeah,
I don't
but
know.
aside from that,
they just get a pass because it's Zelda.
No, you get a lot more interaction with the world than in terms of physics and everything than you have in other words. You have the different also.
When do you use the physics in Zelda?
I don't know.
Really?
It's like
Besides the actual puzzles where you are forced to use them in the open world, when did you use the rocks and things like that you can you can go and kill enemies with?
Like I said, it's also about whether or not people are going to want to be inventive or to use what they're given, or simply to use the basic actions. And I'm not saying that I'm doing all those things, but I know that for me, playing Zelda was and has been, because I haven't completed it. You don't play for the story.
Also, the ending sucks.
Yeah, because
really, it's you go see Ganon. It's not a spoiler to say that you go see Calamity Ganon at the end, and 10 minutes later the game is over, and not even 10 minutes. 5 minutes later, if you get or kill all the 4 legendary, or not kill, but well, anyway, you know what I mean, the 4 legendary beasts. 5 minutes later, the game is over, with no satisfying ending and an explanation and things like that. It's just over. Anyway.
I can feel the anger.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not angry at Zelda, and I'm not angry that it's getting all the rewards, all the awards. Sorry, because I basically don't care. But I do find it a bit, let's say, unfair that Ubisoft would be bashed so much for making decisions sometimes in terms of game design, and seeing that when Zelda does the same, it's okay, or it's great, and that I think just shows that people are just, well, gamers, the players are just dumb, just stupid, and they can't think. You're just like those people who keep posting, yeah, I can see the downgrade on our YouTube video of the Crew 2.
We've got 2 people commenting on the thing, and as soon as they saw Assassin's Creed, it was like, oh yeah, well, it's still the same recycler, the running animation, lazy developers. Sure. But then again, then the thing is with the Switch, like, and I think the Switch was a major release this year, and what Nintendo's done with the console is pretty incredible, and in terms of all the games. You'll never see me say bad thing about the Switch itself, except I think once again the idea is great and everything. It basically took the NVIDIA CPU and put it there and added a screen, and wow, you look, we've got a Switch. So yeah, it wasn't the new. I don't like the new Nintendo. I think they've gotten. They don't take risks. And well, anyway, let's talk about Rime.
Well, I would like to talk about Rime, but that's the reason I'm showing the game is because it's just the beginning of the game. It's just one of the games I have on my backlog that I would like to. I know that it's not perfect, and sadly the Switch version is terrible. But that's a game I want to take the time to play. Because I just love the art style. I love the atmosphere, and I know I've just seen the beginning, but it's look at this. It's just beautiful, and for me, you know, while talking about Zelda again, this in terms of animations is much more interesting and much more well, actually. It's much better than what the Zelda does, because some people are complaining about the animations in Assassin's Creed, and true, I'd like to see more new animations, because yes, that feels more fresh when there are new animations, but those people never had any problem with the way Zelda ran or walked, because well, it's cartoony, or because it's the Switch, so it's not like we can't expect the same amount of details and everything. But I just don't like that. That the fact that some people are just they're not really objective when it comes to some games, and we were all allowed to disagree on things, and I think it's great.
Absolutely. If you enjoyed Zelda and think it's the best game ever, well, more power to you. But coming from colleagues, and I doing big air quotes because I don't think about much like other people in the business. I don't know. I don't understand. Anyway.
But so like I said, for me, Zelda is still a game that during the Christmas vacation, unless I get sick, I'm going to be playing Zelda for a little bit at least, even though I have so many games on Switch that I'd like to play. Like indie games too. I actually got one today. That's a Super Nintendo game that they released on. Can't remember the name. It's number 2. It's a Japanese RPG in 2D, obviously. So I know I'm supposed to open the door with the lights and things, but I'm not doing it because I don't want to.
Anyway, we are out of time.
We're out of time, so we'll probably. So should I maybe pick? Is there enough people to pick in one last thing as a no. So we'll keep for the good guys, so the French or friends. Yeah.
Or anyway, so sorry about the rant.
I do remember it's just Blim talking that I do think that some of the mechanics or some of the things in Zelda
many things that Zelda did right, but also many things that it didn't do at all, which is my main issue of the game. Anyway, I wish everyone some good vacation, holidays, Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever, Kwanzaa, things like that. I don't know. It's the end of the year, so enjoy it. I hope you guys are going to see your family and have a nice time, and don't get too drunk. Or maybe get very drunk if you have a sucky family.
Or do get drunk if it makes, if it doesn't, change you into a bad person.
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah, that's for sure. Just be careful on the road. I mean, it's winter, so maybe where you are there's snow or just people.
It's summer for some people.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, maybe we have people. It's the summer. Here it's the winter.
I doubt it, but we don't have a lot of Australian people watching. But yep,
you never know.
If you are in Australia, howdy.
Okay, so you've also
Howdy,
if you're
anyway.
in like southern states in the U.S., howdy too. If you're a cowboy.
Howdy, yeah, it's mate or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I like Australians. Anyway.
Well, see you guys around next year then.
See you guys, yeah. Okay, and for the French people, I'm going to stop the stream just a few seconds, so don't be alarmed.
Nope.
Merde.